All right. So look, Peter's a great dude. I really like Peter. And like I said, he's a good buddy of mine. But he is making some mistakes with his YouTube channel that I think you guys can learn from. And it goes back to that old saying, never confuse causation with correlation. And I have been in the YouTube game since 2019, and I have seen countless, countless people make this mistake. And sometimes it can ruin them. It can ruin their entire channel. And I'll show you why here in a moment. So Peter came out the other day and with this tweet, I'll go ahead and read it. My YouTube channel has been shadow banned for years. As a result, YouTube's algorithms don't recommend my videos and suppress them in search results. That's why only 11% of my views come from recommendation or searches. Most channels get 35 to 50% from those sources. Now, he came out, I sent you another tweet, Josh. I don't know if you have it up, but I can summarize, where Peter said that he compares this to his channel Schiff Gold, which only has like 20,000 subscribers, but gets a lot more views. And he uses that as a reason or proof as to why his main channel is being shadow banned. So let's go over to Peter's main channel here and see what's going on. So can you see this, Josh?
Yep.
Okay. So first and foremost, he's got the Peter Schiff show. Now he's complaining that this isn't being pushed out to non-subscribers. That's basically his argument here. And the reason it's not is because his thumbnails are bad. His thumbnails are, and let me be clear. If you're just doing a show like this, then his thumbnails are great. But if you want new subscribers, if you want new people that don't know who you are, if you want the algorithm to take your content and send it out to people's feed, what do they call it, Josh? Their homepage and their suggested feed or whatever, then what you have to do is you have to cater to someone who doesn't know who you are. And the only reason that you're going to click on this, on the Peter Schiff show, is if you know who Peter Schiff is. So this is why the only people that are clicking on this are likely subscribers. And that's why that when he looks at his analytics, he's only seeing 10 or 11% of the people that click on the video from search or suggested or whatever it is, because the algorithm isn't sending that out, because when it does send it out to someone that doesn't know who Peter Schiff is, they don't click on it. So if you were the algorithm, what would you do? You wouldn't send that out to anyone other than his subscribers.
Well, it's even like if you know YouTube, and I'm sharing my screen now, George, YouTube, you have to choose to watch a video. And so when George is saying that it only Schiff's audience watches it, that's because YouTube sends out every single video on this page here. And I, as a person, has to choose to watch it. That means this video has to spark more.
Or you click on the video, then you get the suggested. And then you got to choose to click on one of those videos.
And all you see is the title thumbnail. And that is your marketing convincing someone to watch your video. And if you see the Rubin report here.
Oh, that is the Rubin report. I thought that was Russell Brand's channel. But look at this. Yeah, let's use this as an example of what to do. So instead of saying the Rubin report, number 1,850, with a picture of Dave Rubin, look at what he does. He says, won't be invited back. Whoa, that's creating curiosity. We've got some drama here. What's going on? Bill Maher's crowd roars for Russell Brand's relentless truth bombs. So see, and Dave, I think, does this show every day, if I'm not mistaken. It's the exact same thing as what Peter's doing. But look at the difference between the thumbnail and the title here versus, now let's go back to my screen, Josh, versus this.
Yeah.
The Peter Schiff show. Okay. Data confirms hot U.S. economy is ice cold. Episode 1049. Like who? Okay. You see? So think about, now let's go back to your screen, Josh. Okay. So think about this from a standpoint of someone who didn't know who Dave Rubin was. So someone who doesn't know who Dave Rubin is, but this comes up on their homepage or it comes up in their suggested feed, they're far, far, far more likely to click on this than someone who doesn't know who Peter Schiff is and sees his thumbnail. It just says episode 1094 or whatever. And so it's
even if you know who Peter Schiff is and you have these two videos right next to each other, you still have to choose which one do you want to watch. Even if I like Peter Schiff, which I do, I have to choose to watch him versus I'm instantly having curiosity sparked on a video that I didn't have interest in before. I don't care about the Rubin report, but this is interesting to me. And the only way to fulfill my curiosity is by clicking on the video. Where Peter Schiff's, I get no context what the video is about. All I know is there's Peter Schiff and it's episode 1350.
Yeah, and maybe a title. The problem here is that if Peter thinks he's being shadow banned and that's the reason he isn't getting the results he'd like, then he never makes the changes necessary to actually get the results or he wants. And it goes back to the causation versus correlation, right? He thinks the cause is the shadow banning, so then he never makes the changes, not realizing that that's simply a correlation and that the real issue here, the real cause, is that his thumbnails aren't very good, or I shouldn't say they're not very good, but they won't help him achieve his objectives. I think that's better said.
And to prove it to you, Schiff, if you're watching this, contact George and I will do your thumbnails and titles for 1 week for free. And I'll change the hook a little bit and we will just A/B test and see, do you go from 60,000 views to 600,000 views because you want more people watching the video? And I will actually put a $10,000 bet on it that the views are substantially higher, because when you understand social media and YouTube, it is not luck. If you structured your video with better title, thumbnail, sparking curiosity, and instead of starting your videos with 5 minutes of ad reads, had started with the hook confirming that you can still have the ad reads in there, you would get way more views because the algorithm doesn't hate you. It's you're not sparking curiosity for a broader group of people.
But what's the $10,000 bet?
Views do not double. I guarantee views will double if in 7 days, views per video.
And he's already getting 60,000. I don't know, Josh.
I guarantee it. And I'll put my money.
I think you would. His views would definitely go up, but I don't know if they would double.
Well, that's why we'll put the money on it, Peter.
There you go.
You always have a gold bet with Brent. This would be a bet I would happily take.
Yeah. Well, I don't, but Peter does. Yeah. Okay. So now let's go over to another mistake he makes. And we're going to go to videos. So those are live streams, but look at the videos. One thing that we say all the time is that people have to realize that their channel is not a TV channel. Their channel is a TV show. So if you treat it like a TV channel, like Peter's doing here, meaning that you've got all these different shows on your channel. So we've got a video of Peter on Fox, another video of Peter on Fox, but then we have another one of him talking to James, who, by the way, is a great guy. Love James. And then you've got one of his, it's not a live stream, but basically a video of his podcast. And then you've got him just, I don't even know what this is, a different podcast. And you've got him back on Fox. And you've got him, I don't know what this is, him receiving some sort of award or Freedom Award or something. And then you've got more. And then you've got a debate on Zero Hedge that I was the moderator. But you see what I'm saying? He's treating his channel as though it's a TV channel. And the TV channel has all these different shows. You can't do that. Well, you can do that, but you're going to get suboptimal results. What you have to do is you have to recognize that your YouTube channel is actually a TV show. Do a similar video every single day, or every single video you do is similar. And why is that? Because if I'm clicking on this and I subscribe to Peter's channel because I see him on Fox News and I like this clip, and the very next video I get is him talking to James, I'm like, whoa, this is a completely different format. Like, I didn't subscribe, or and forget the subscribers, just watch. I didn't watch I didn't watch his channel to see him talking to someone else. I watched his channel because I wanted to see him talk on Fox or on CNBC or whatever it is. So now let's go over to Schiff Gold, because one of the arguments that Peter was making in that tweet thread is the reason he can tell the Peter Schiff channel is shadow banned is because it has 600,000 subscribers, but each one of his live streams are getting, let's just say 60, 80,000 views, where his other channel only has 20,000 subscribers or so, but he's getting just as many views, if not more. So I think it's Schiff Gold, Josh. Let's check it out here. So now it's got 36,000 subscribers. And let's go to the videos. And so here you've got 20,000, 17, 55,000, 113,000, 83,000. So right here, it's getting almost as many views as his channel was 600. Now, the mistake he's making here, as you can see, is his thumbnails and title. He's doing the exact same thing that he's doing on his Peter Schiff channel as far as a mistake. But what is he doing correctly here? He's treating this channel, probably inadvertently, but he's treating this channel as a TV show, not as a TV channel. So every single video you get is pretty much the exact same thing. And I think he even posts at the same time and on the same day every single week. So just that tweak in treating this like a show has produced these results that are far better when you look at the subscriber count than his main channel that has over 600,000 subs.
Yeah, and it's, if you look at it, the views are the exact same because the algorithm follows the person and it knows how many people are interested in Peter Schiff. And it shows, the algorithm is very good at showing your video to the people that has the highest likelihood of watching. And so they know Peter Schiff is in this video. So they're showing it to the same audience that watches the Peter Schiff show. The problem is he's not sparking enough curiosity and tension in the titles and thumbnails to make it to where it appeals to a broader group for either one of these channels.
Yeah, so the only person that's going to listen to this or watch this is going to be someone who just wants confirmation. Yeah, they probably own gold and they just want confirmation bias, or they want confirmation that they're going to get rich. And they know that Peter's basically going to tell them that. So that's why they're likely watching this, and he gets a lot of consistent views, which is great, which is great. But the point here is that even with this channel, it would do much better than it is if he used the concept of creating curiosity with the title and thumb. It doesn't have to be clickbait, but just curiosity here. He's got the exact same thumbnail for
Can you
every
share your
single...
George Gammon channel and give them the example? If you just click on the top right, you can see your most recent whiteboard videos.
Let's see here.
No, if you go up, you can just do view your channel.
So I could put the George Gammon Show, episode 1429, and then right here the title would be "Two Hedge Funds Blow Up,"
and then repeat episode 179 of the George Gammon Show. But instead, think about how much curiosity this sparks. Holy shit, 2 subprime hedge funds just blew up, in parentheses, exactly like Bear Stearns. And so already I'm like, whoa, what the hell is going on? And then you have a chart smacking down Michael Burry, who's the symbol of the Big Short and everything kind of hidden the fan. Big Short 2.0. There's this chart that's crashing. There's an arrow going down. Your face is concerned. And so I'm thinking, something is happening that's similar to 2008 where hedge funds are blowing up, but I don't exactly know what's happening. I need to figure out what's happening. Like the only way to solve that is by clicking on the video.
And I know some people right now are saying, well, George, that doesn't really apply to what Peter's doing because his is more of a show that has multiple topics. So what if he does an hour-long podcast and it has 3 different topics? That's not a problem. All you do is pick the one that creates the most curiosity and just build the title and the thumbnail around that one topic. And then it's probably better to start with that topic, but then just go over your other 2 topics after you discuss the first one that the thumbnail and the title is all about. That's tons and tons and tons of people. In fact, Tim Poole does that extremely well. So you can have 5 different topics, but just choose one to build the thumbnail and the title around, and you're going to see much, much, much better results. So I think the main takeaways here, Josh, number 1, make sure that you're treating your channel as though it's a TV show. And then number 2, make sure with that thumbnail and title, that's a huge opportunity that you have. Most people just use it as like a throwaway thing. Oh, I'm done with the video. Let's just real quick. Let's just do whatever thumbnail and title I can think of, when they should actually be spending probably 80% of their time on the thumbnail title and only 20% of their time on the actual video. But it's a huge opportunity to get that click. And to get that click from someone who isn't yet a subscriber, and to get the algorithm to push your video out to people's suggested feeds and to their home pages. And if you do that, then you're going to see much, much better results. Even if you're someone like my buddy Peter Schiff, who's a legend in the gold space, who's a really smart guy who produces great content and has been around for 20 years.
If you want to see more stuff like this, and I guarantee you, if you think your account is shadow banned, message us in the school community and we will prove to you that you're not. And so it's a free community, Rebel Capitalist School, our business accelerator.
Yeah, it's RC Biz Accelerator on the school platform. And we'll put a link in the description below and you can join for free.